Hello everyone. We are here with Tier 2's Australia race with Can-Am. We have currently got a few drivers on their out laps, with exception, I believe, will be the first to start flying up and set us on our way for what should be a very interesting qualifying and hopefully a very close one as well, considering how they have been in recent weeks. So here we go, exception through the first DRS zone on the circuit. Round through turns 3 and 4, round to 6. Battery being deployed at every possible moment, but still needs to be fairly cautious with it through what is probably the fastest part of Albert Park, and probably one of, well, these corners especially, probably the most satisfying to get right. A massive toe from his teammate at the minute though, as Jay is just ahead of him. Flying through now, Jay darts out of the way, gives exception a huge toe through the second half of that second sector and down the first half of the first sector. Here we go, he's going to get a toe down to the main straight as well, and a decent amount of battery left, and Alpine ahead of him. He will set us the benchmark of a 1:16.0. That is extremely quick for a first flying lap of the day. Clint will be next across the line, but has unfortunately invalidated William No in P2, sticking into P, obviously in second position at the minute, 7 tenths behind exception. Still 14 minutes to go, probably can improve on that. He has been fairly decent through qualifying in previous weeks, and probably looks to definitely be up there once again. Icy and Mike putting in their lap times as well, but have been watching his final part of the lap. Will go third fastest overall, a 16.708, a millisecond behind William at the minute. That lap time from exception though is looking absolutely, looks unbeatable at the minute, but I've said that before and people have done it. So the second McLaren coming across the line of Jay gets a helping hand from the Aston Martin ahead, enough for fourth fastest at the minute. So Maverick and Aero has just gone purple in sector 2, a 43.6 I think that was so far in on this lap. Coming up towards the final 3 corners then, takes the apex almost perfectly there, and through the final corner he goes. DRS open down to the main straight, battery being used as much as possible. Aero goes into P2, only 3 tenths behind exception at the minute, so it is the McLaren, followed by the Red Bull so far, followed by a Ferrari and a Williams. So let's jump on board Alex now. He is on a flying lap, an early stage of it as well. DRS open, down to turn 3 we go, and looking decent on the exit there. Who's just crossed the line? It will be, I believe, Maverick with a 1:18.0, couple of seconds off exception at the minute. 12 minutes to go, and anything can change here as Alex smashes through sector 1. Down through the second sector he goes, flying through there at the minute, looking absolutely on top of this lap right now. 2 purple sectors. Can he take the challenge to exception? He's only got a couple of corners to go, a little bit of traffic ahead of him, a slower car on the right, and a Sauber just ahead of him. Will he might be a bit too far back for any sort of helping hand from the Sauber, but it looks a flipping good lap so far from Alex. He will go across the line with a 15 or 16.3, so that does put him in second position, just slightly off exceptions time, just ahead of the Red Bull of Aero. And we do have a Haas in on the front row provisionally, so exception has gone out again. Not sure what his thinking is there, but believes he can go even quicker than previously, so we'll see how he gets on when he gets round. So Miles is about to cross the line, finishing his lap. He goes into 4th place with a 16.4. These are some fairly good lap times coming in at the minute. The track just getting to a decent sort of grip level at the minute. More and more cars going out, laying down the rubber, and trying to, drivers now trying to make the most out of what is there for them. Will, though, 17th at the minute, is on his first lap of the session. Let's see how he gets on. He's coming around the final, I was about to say final 4, final 3 now. Down to the final corner. DRS is going to be open for him as he gets to the exit. Manages to put his foot down fairly quickly there. Across the line into 10th place for Will in Ferrari. That is a very good lap time there, 17.1. Not far off of Tadu in Sauber, or even Jay in the McLaren, who looked pretty quick last season. So not much battery left for exception. He is pushing this lap as much as he possibly can. How is he going to fare in these final corners now? Looking pretty good from the bits of lap we've seen. He's going to beat his time, isn't he? Unbelievable. Alright, it's only by 4 milliseconds, but he's done it once again. This could be exceptions race. He could well, we're looking at his qualifying at the minute, he could well run away with this. The 2 Williams having a little, not too sure what was going on there, but looked like Buddha trying to get the toe, and Clint just sat, not really helping his teammate too much there, and not sure what's going on. Both the Williams though running different liveries for this session, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to try and understand which one. Well, it's going to be a bit easier to understand which is which car, but a bit harder to work out the teams at times. Let's go with that one. But into 5th fastest, knocks a few tenths off of his time. Into 5th, William drops down to 6th place. But his teammate Clint, not seen too much of him through the streams this season so far. Only a few rounds in, though I think it is round 5 at the minute. So looking decent so far, a few milliseconds off his previous lap time at the minute, and heading now towards the DRS of Sector 2. It is open. He is he's caught up to his teammate, getting a nice helping hand there from Buddha ahead of him. William goes into P2 though, knocks Buddha back down to 6th place. The 2 teammates getting a little bit of a helping hand from each other here of the 2 Williams. Clint helping Bullet on his lap. Vice versa, this time around, has helped Clint to a 10th.5 up in his previous time. Has that little swerve though in sector 2 cost him. He will go into second place. He's not free, another half a second off his time. That is a 16.2, knocks his time even closer to exception. And now I wonder if Buddha will try and play the team game with William with Clint next time around. Alex does go P1. He breaks into the 15.8s now, and that 16.0 lap time has finally been broken with minutes remaining on the clock. We've got 5.5 minutes left. Enough time for the likes of Exception, William and Clint to get some more lap times in. Mike's just having a chill at the side of the track, and Jay has been slightly blocked off there. I'm not sure. Icy just getting in the way of Jay there, as Jay was finishing the lap. Icy was starting his lap. He could have probably... That's a difficult one from both drivers really, but maybe Icy could have backed off a couple of corners before, just to let the quicker car go ahead and then use it to his advantage really. Riles into P3, 16.1. His lap times are coming down quite nicely at the minute. Let's jump on board Panda at the minute. I believe he's on his final... I'm going to say this is possibly Panda's final run of the session. He's only got 3.5 minutes till the end of qualifying. Could he dart in, grab some new tyres? Yeah. Don't blame him too much in that respect. So Flower also jumps into the pits. Icy will more than likely jump into the pits. We've got William about to go start an out lap. Clint has just jumped out of the pits as well. Mike on an out lap. Coach also off to start their final quick runs in this last 2 and a bit minutes of qualifying. It is... I'm just going to say it's anyone's to take at the minute. Exception held it for a good 10 minutes or so. Alex comes in with a 15.8, and that seems to be a little bit more difficult for people to beat at the minute. We're going to go to the onboard shot of William here, see how he gets on in this lap. Just over half a tenth up in his first sector. Not bad whatsoever. Won't be enough so far to move him up a position, but it could well help him. He's 2 tenths up now in that second sector overall. That will be enough to move him into at least P4. into fourth he goes. Not a bad lap overall. So Coach now, what seems to be his last run of the session, will cross the line with just under a minute to go. In 14th at a minute 17.2. What has he got in his pocket here? It is a 16.9 up into 11th position. That's unfortunate for Clint. Has invalidated this time around. What is Exception Aero able to do at the minute? Exception has just gone out on a lap. So has his teammate Jane. Alex is also about to start a lap at 2. Let's go on board Exception and Alex for these final qualifying ones. We'll do a bit of a lap comparison between the two on their lap times. So Exception is just under a 10th ahead of his previous lap at the minute. Alex just losing a bit of time. It's quicker sector 2 for Exception. He is 2/10 up. What is Alex able to do at the minute? This is going to be extremely close between the Haas and the McLaren, and it looks like Exception could be taking pole position here. He's 2/10 up at the minute. What can he do through these final two corners? It is going to be extremely close. He's taken pole position in the previous two races, not including sprint, and he goes quickest with a 15.795. That is unbelievably. He is on provisional pole right now. What is Alex able to do in this final sector of the track? And he retakes it by 15.747. Half a tenth separating Alex and Exception. He has been able to stop Exception's run of 3 consecutive pole positions. He will start P1 in this Australian Grand Prix. Exception in P2, Riles in P3 with Aero on the second row and fourth, William and Clint on the third row, Buddha and Panda on the fourth, marking the halfway mark of the grid roughly is Panda. So Jay, Mike in 9th and 10th in the 5th row, Coach, Maverick, Will, Edgar in 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th. I see DJ in 15th and 16th, and didn't quite catch who was in 17th. Let's have a quick little look. Unfortunately for Tadu, he got a disqualification from qualifying. I'm not sure what for though. I didn't actually see that pop up. Parked in a dangerous location. That is absolutely gutting for him. We'll be back for the race in a moment. See you all then. So, formation lap is underway for this race. Hopefully, we are going to have a brilliant battle for the top two positions this race. Although, as previous races this season have already shown, after pit stops it can become a little bit spread out, but with the pace of Exception and Alex, I don't see too much of a gap between these two in this race whatsoever. Oh, bloody hell. Who got pole? Alex got pole by half a tenth. Because people in iRacing are absolutely stupid and don't know how to bloody drive. Oh dear. So we are actually going to be on the way in the next few moments. A bit of a mixed midfield today as well. Not too much of a mixed up top three, but anything is possible. Alex in pole, Exception in second. Here we go. We are off for this Australian Grand Prix. Exception and Alex get away nicely. They got a decent launch. Exception takes lead into turn one. He goes slightly wide on the exit though. Keeps it all. Keeps two wheels on track. Keeps just nicks in front of Alex as well. So he is into P1, Alex into P2. This is going to probably be a better battle than hopefully expected. A few movers down the field as well. Let's try and clock as much as possible as we come through one of the faster bits of the track. Maverick and Edgardo have dropped off by quite a bit in this early stage. That's not ideal for either of those drivers. 2 to 3 seconds behind at the minute, and that is not ideal early on in this race. The top, where everyone else well within striking distance of each other, as William now gets back past Aero and back into fourth place. Buddha's making a move on the Red Bull now as well. As we see in the background, we're just going to try and flick through as many people as we can heading down this main straight, all well within DRS range now as we head towards the first, unfortunately not usable DRS zone at this stage. They will have it into sector 2 as Aero just gets overtaken by Jay, and Panda trying to make the move on Clinton. These two just battling so hard. The Alpino Coach trying to get past now, and he does make the move past Clinton into P9. Coach goes, and a good few moves happening early in this race. 3-second penalty for Coach, not ideal for him. His team, not his teammate, sorry, didn't know, is just behind. DRS is active and available for the drivers to use, and Clint getting past Coach. Coach now down to 10th place. Not ideal for him. We'll have another dose of DRS on Panda, who's just dropped off with the front 7 cars, and not what he would have wanted so early in this race. We are only on lap 2 of 29 here, and Clint will probably have a fairly easy car, fairly easy move on Panda here, but it is a bigger gap than it first looked. not able to do anything here. We'll have once again another dose of DRS. Both detection zones will give you 2 uses of DRS round here as well, which is a bonus in at some parts, but not so good if you're stuck in a massive DRS train, like everyone is in this race. Edgar seems to have had another moment on track. He has dropped just 10 seconds behind. A difficult race for Coach's teammate today. One sat in the points at the minute, one all the way towards the back of the grid. Currently, let's jump through some of these drivers to do. Up into 13th place, up 4 places so far, battling with Mike. A little bit of no major contact, but it is fair racing from these two. Mike doing what he can to do, pushing well within his limits to Mike, to give him as little space as possible. Still gave him a fair amount. It looked to do looking for a move, not able to do too much there. We'll have another dose. Mike will also have DRS, though, I believe, on the car ahead. I'm not too sure now, though. We have just cut the DRS zone a few tenths behind. The biggest gap so far is obviously there towards the back. Flyer not exactly having an easy race at the minute either. Maverick moving his way back through the field. We do have a battle here, though, for the lead of this race. Is Alex going to be able to make a move back? He's not able to this time around. Once again, like we've seen from other drivers the last few laps, we'll have another chance with DRS. Not able to do much this time. Alex, so 3 attempts behind. Riles only a few extra attempts behind Alex here. This top 3 starting to put away from the rest of the pack. Buddha just clawing his, just trying to claw his way back into this. Is currently 9 attempts behind. Not what he needs, not what the Williams team needs at the minute either. After a let me get this right. So yeah, difficult race for them last week. They need some decent points in this race with Buddha in 4th, Clint in 9th so far. So they have got plenty to play for at the minute. Alex he is struggling to make a move past Exception at the minute. Battery wise though, it is a completely different ball game. How is Exception going to handle the pressure from the Haas behind down this main straight? 29% for Exception, 100% for Alex. This is going to be probably a 1-horse race eventually. He's not even using his battery. Exception just doing what he can. He's just under so much pressure at the minute. 3 attempts separates 2 drivers. I'm surprised Alex didn't try and make Exception go a bit more defensive there. Try and put him under a little bit more pressure. He has got enough battery to just drive off in the distance, break that DRS, or break the 1 second mark if he gets ahead. Once again, another dose of DRS coming up. These two are just, with these two fighting fairly well at the minute, it is leaving everyone else behind well within a chance. Exception dropping down to P2, Alex into P1. Oh, and there is a bit of a moment there for Exception, just losing part of the rear of the car on the exit. Clint with a time penalty there, not what he needs. I believe that is 6 seconds for him. Let's have a little look at the time penalty zone. While we just have a bit of a breather for a second. Exception just about has DRS on. Alex not able to do too much this time around. Exception, not much battery. Alex has got so much more pace at the minute than the McLaren, but he's just not. He's just managing things at the minute. Probably going to try and play the long game. Is on the hard tyres as well, so does have the advantage for his second stint on the quicker tyre, less fuel, and a much grippier track that he can potentially. Oh, don't want to be doing that. Potentially moving right away from drivers around him. Let's go to position change quickly, so not much changed within this top three. Buddha up 3 places. William has stayed in 5th so far. Aero and Clint unfortunately making a couple of drops down the field. Jay and Coach making a few moves up in places. Panda having a not so easy race, dropped a couple of positions, still in the points at the minute though. Under a lot of pressure though from the Sauber of Toulouse. He is up 6 places. One of the big winners so far. Started in last place, got disqualified from qualifying, did the Sauber. He has made some decent moves so far in this race at the minute. We're only 8 laps in. He could go and potentially battle for podium later on in this race. Flyer with a pit stop. I believe the first, maybe not the first, actually looking at how far some other drivers have gone, but could well be. So yeah, he is the first driver to make a stop in this race. Opted to go for a fresh set of mediums very early in this race for a pit stop. See how he gets on. Let's just keep the tyres up. We'll see what sort of pace he can bring on the fresh rubber. 9 laps in now. Bit of a strange move if some of these front runners probably thinking that it's too early as well. We'll see how it goes. See how much of an undercut he can get. He is catching fairly quickly though at the minute to Mike, who's not had an easy race himself. Icy jumping into the pits for the Aston Martin. Down to 16th for himself on the hard tyres. Will he take the gamble, go 20 laps on them? Will he go for the 2-stop race? I believe making a move then, I'm not too sure. We just caught the tail end of whatever's happened there. Wheel to wheel out of the 4th last corner for the second McLaren of Jade and the Alpina coach. This is going to head down towards the main straight. They've also got to do up into 10th place now. And the coach, Jay, jumping into the pits. We don't want to see the pit stop. That is not what we want to do. Right now, jumping off of the mediums, a few drivers are making stops now. Flyer has kicked his pit stops off fairly early, to be honest. we're going to sit on board from the halo of To-Do, see how he gets on over this next lap or so. So Exception has jumped into the pits for the hard tyre here on lap 10 of the race. Interesting call to go in then. Maybe the mediums just weren't holding up as long as everyone wanted them to, and we'll see something potentially happen. Exception does have a time penalty. Let's see how much that is for, and was it for speeding in the pit lane? Luckily not, there's only 3 seconds. I think that though may have handed the race to Alex, unless this undercut is unbelievably strong for Exception. That will be tough now to beat Alex with that time penalty. He's going to have to try and push and maybe put Alex, try and force Alex into a mistake of some sort, give him a bit of a chance to pull away from William with an 18.6 so far in this race. That is the fastest lap so far. 12 laps in, not a bad race at the minute. This field starting to spread out a little bit though. Not really what we're wanting for this. We're not even halfway through yet. The gaps though have opened up quite a lot between, especially between this front, well, the top two have miles apart from everyone else at the minute. Alex is just driving off more and more into the distance. Exception is gaining fairly well as well. Breeze has passed Coach, both with DRS, and now it is Exception versus To-Do heading towards the main straight. William in the background trying to make a move. Coach looks to have made a bit of a mistake on the exit, and William passed him. Coach heading into the pits now, not a bad idea whatsoever. To-Do has just been passed. Exception makes that move look fairly simple on the Sauber there, and William just makes his way past as well. The Sauber just losing 2 places within the first few corners of this lap. Not the plan for him. We've got a few cars here all battling out. Coach, Maverick, Will and Clint. Maverick and Coach go side by side through turn 3 there. It is a 4-way battle just for 11th place at the minute. This could go either way. Admittedly, no points up for grabs at the minute, but this could go a long way in the race, especially if some of the cars around haven't quite boxed yet. Let's quickly look here. So Maverick on 2-lap old mediums, Coach on fresh hards there. Maverick just slicing the corner in half like it wasn't even there, and fair play to him. Gains a decent advantage on the cars ahead, keeps them ahead into the end of that DRS zone and now towards the main straight on the track and past the pit lane they go. As that was extremely close there to do on the exit of the pits. Now joins this battle for 10th place. Maverick does currently have that advantage in 10th. Clint and just got past Coach on the main straight. Taru now gets back past Coach after being overtaken in the pits by those guys, and this is a proper battle now, down for the final 15 to 16 laps of this race. Flyer jumps into the pits once again. Is that him done, or will he continue on till the end? Exception cutting that 10-second gap to P2 now down to 5.5 seconds. Alex extending his lead to 7.6 seconds. Here we go. Is that Red Panda getting past Jaden? We'll jump on board that battle ahead in a second. As so yeah, we've also got the battle for 8th and 9th in a second. These guys just starting to split apart a little bit, but Panda, Jay and Icy in this fight for 7th place currently. What is going to happen here? Jay on a huge attack. Are they going to go either side of Icy? No, they're not. Panda's trying to squeeze down the middle. It's not quite going to happen. They go... Oh, they have gone in single file through that corner. I wasn't sure they were going to quite make it to single file there, and it was going to be side by side, but they've made it work. And out of the final, the third DRS zone, sorry, Panda under massive pressure from Kenny. Jay 1.2 seconds ahead already, while these two are battling behind. Icy with DRS, what is he going to do on the racing ball ahead? Oh my god, we've just seen Maverick go into the wall. Not ideal for the second Aston Martin driver there, losing grip on the exit of the final corner. Potentially doing his impression of Sonny Hayes there, and not what you want to be doing in the race really, but hey, plenty of laps to go and plenty of time for Maverick to put himself well back into this. Clint trying to get past Icy here, into 9th place he goes, makes the move stick with the DRS. Will both drivers try and go for the attack again? Icy has got DRS as well, but not able to make too much happen for him there, and a fair amount of damage on that right side for Maverick. A wing change to come, more than likely. It's not going to help his downforce, well, his cornering speed whatsoever. So Alex has just boxed in this race. It's given Exception a 4-second lead so far over William, and Buddha is only 6 tenths behind at the minute. So there's top 3 all to play for. Alex 2.3 seconds behind this Buddha at the minute. So we'll keep an eye on once his tyres have warmed up, and we'll see how he gets on. He's already cut that gap from 2.7 as it wireless tyres warming down to 2.1 already. I don't think he's going to be in P4 for very long, in all honesty. Aero also boxed at the same time as Alex. Comes out 7 seconds behind Riles, 8 seconds ahead of Jay, and this little DRS pack here. Look at that, Alex on the Delta there, 1.4 seconds behind already. He is absolutely rapid. Exception is gonna need a bit of a miracle drive, really. He's gained, well, it's down to 7 seconds. I think we've got a virtual safety car. I can't really. So yeah, we got a virtual safety car. I'm just getting a caution in sector 3. That is no use to me. Glad the electronic boards are flipping readable, because the game's just useless at everything else. Exception has jumped into the pits for a fresh set of tyres. The lights it's now gone green for this race again. It's given Buddha an unexpected lead in this race. Alex 4 tenths behind. This is going to be crucial now. I'm not sure if that pit stop was a wise thing to do. A bit of an unexpected thing for Exception to do. Maybe just hoping that the virtual safety car would stay out a little bit longer. William also boxed onto fresh hards for the final 11 laps this race. Again, not sure they are the right tyre to go on for 10 laps. Maybe the mediums would have been a better idea for this one. Alex is back past Buddha and the 6 lap tyre deficit obviously going to be making a huge advantage for the Haas. But staying within DRS, so 8 lap hold, hard tyres for him. Has he just been given the chance to properly fight for this win and try and take the top step off Alex? Alex has been absolutely rapid this race. Buddha has had a good chance of a podium this race. Is now up roughly 6 positions, I think it is. Let's have a quick little look. Where is that gone? Up 5 positions now from 7th in this race. And the pace on his Williams at the minute is looking fairly strong. Through DRS again, is keeping within the second, doing extremely well to stay with Alex at the minute. Exception is not gaining on the fresh tyres at the minute. Not ideal for him in 5th place currently. Oh, we've got a moment in the final sector there. I think that might have been Mike there in 16th place potentially. I could be wrong though. Where is Yeah, definitely wasn't Mike, so my bad on that one. Flyers not having a great race at the minute. Difficult one for him to take this week. And Alex is now safe from DRS of Buddha. He would have wanted to have stayed there a little bit longer, had a very good few laps keeping up with that Ash driver so far. Here is the battle though for P7 with Jay, Tedu and Panda. Panda just been overtaken by the Sauber. Mike has retired in the pit lane. This is going to be a race he's going to want to forget very, very quickly. And Jay just defending well there from the Sauber, pushing him far enough wide within the legal limits of racing as well, and a hard fought battle between these guys. This is gonna go down to the wire. 7th, 8th and 9th are extremely close. With these guys fighting hard though, they are gonna have to be joined quickly, joined soon by Coach and potentially Will behind, and that is Panda spinning into the wall, taking off part of his front wing and dropping well out the points now. And Flyer also retiring in the pits there in this race. So now we're now down to 15 drivers from the 17 that started. Not bad whatsoever. It's not an easy track to stay with drivers, and especially when you have a moment, it's not the easiest to catch up because there's so many DRS trains, you just lose sight of everyone ahead of you pretty quickly. Exception a few tenths down behind Aero. We'll keep an eye on that delta over the coming lap or so. I don't see him getting past maybe he might get past in a minute. Let's have a quick look at this battle as we head to the DRS. We are potentially going to miss the overtake from Tedu. Let's jump back to that as quick as we can. Jay pushing him wide. Oh, I think he's tried a double defensive move there, but I'm not 100% sure. He is lagging a bit actually, so it's going to be hard for the Sauber to overtake at the minute. He's not going to have a full idea on where this McLaren is going to be, and they've gone slightly wide, has Jay, and it's gifted the Sauber to do P7, and it's able to drive off down the road, try and make a big enough gap for DRS not to affect him too much, and let Jay back in with a chance for this position. Maverick and Clint jumping into the pits, and Clint retiring from the race. Extremely close from these two though. A bit of contact on the wheels, nothing too major. One driver almost going fully off the track, one driver staying on the tarmac there. And this has left Coach to come straight with it, straight into the chance of getting P8, and on to Martin Blanc. was a unfortunate moment for Coach there into the final couple of corners, and we caught the overtake then of Exception on Riles. A good move through, is that turn 1 and 2? I believe turn 1 making the move, making it stick through turn 2 as well. And now on the charge for Buddha in P2. Hasn't got many laps to do, he's got 5 laps to go, 4.5 laps to go. He's 4.5 seconds behind and has a huge task ahead of him. Riles with DRS only a few tenths behind. He's also got Aero just behind as well. This could be the battle that none of them want at the minute, and they've also got a back marker of Maverick in this fight at the minute. Well, in this train of cars. Not too sure on right, fair enough. Maverick quite quick at the minute, so yeah, don't blame him for trying to wind up himself there. Has given no Exception a chance to put away. He could well get DRS on from being behind Maverick for so long at the minute. He is trying to get the DRS, put himself away from Riles and Aero behind. Exception with a 3-second penalty at the minute though. And he has achieved the target there of getting DRS, and now back to trying to gain on Buddha and Alex ahead of him. Lap 26 of 29. These last few laps have gone fairly quickly. Penalties are 3 seconds for Exception, and for Exception, William, Panda and Maverick. Jay and Aero on 6 seconds. I believe someone got a 10-second penalty earlier as well. Not sure why. Let's go to this bout of the two Alpines, Coach and Edgar. 8th and 9th place at the minute. Possibly securing these two spots at the minute. Maybe not do anything too drastic right now between the two Alpines. They have though got Jay just behind in 10th place. 6-second penalty though, so it may give Will a chance for 10th place and it could give Will the chance for 10th position and add to his points tally this season as well. Fair enough there, Edgar, giving Alpine a bit of a heart attack, drifting around the corner, saving it nicely, slotting in just behind his teammate to keep them to and that is definitely Jay's race over now. Not sure what's happened between himself and Will there. He's just got a 10-second penalty for a collision with him. Let's go on board these two drivers, see what exactly is going on between them. Lap 28 of 29. Alex is just coming round the final couple of corners to start the final lap of the race. will jump back on board his car shortly. Will has no end plate. That is not ideal really for the Ferrari driver. We've still got another lap to do after this one. So as we head towards now the final two corners, it will be Alex taking this victory here in Australia for the third time this season. He has won in Tier 2 Can-Am. Will be Buddha in second, Exception in third, Riles in fourth, William in fifth, Aero in sixth. Tadu will come across the line in seventh place currently. A decent race for him, up 10 positions. A very, well, can't say decent race, a fantastic race for Tadu. Up 10 positions, started at the back of the grid and finishing in the points. Edgar and Coach in 11th, in 8th and 9th. Jay will drop to 12th place in the end, which will mean Will Panda move to 10th and 11th. And let's cut off before I had a chance to properly look. Oh well, we'll go through it in a minute. There is your podium. A very good race overall for Alex. Got overtaken early on in the race, managed to put it back towards the around 10 laps in, and controlled every aspect of it from there on out. Icy finished in 12th, Jay in 13th in the end, Maverick in 14th. As your final finisher, Clint, Mike, and Flyer retiring midway through this race, unfortunately for those guys. Plenty of warnings in the race, absolutely crazy. A fair few penalties as well, and a fair few pit stops, and quite a few front wings being changed. So, once again, a great race. Well done to Alex Buddha, an Exception on the podium. We'll be back for our next race in China next week. Until then, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a fantastic week. Until then, bye bye.